Top 10 Best-Selling Video Games of All Time. Game developers and publishers like to talk numbers, but when it comes to sales, some games stand head and shoulders above the rest. What are the best-selling video games of all time? Follow along as we check out the top 10. 10. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Sold 29.32 million units. New Super Mario Bros. Wii is a 2009 side-scrolling platform video game developed and published by Nintendo for the Wii video game console. The game was released worldwide in November 2009, and in Japan the following month. It is the first Super Mario game to feature simultaneous multiplayer gameplay, and the first title to include Nintendo's new Super Guide feature. To highlight the uniqueness of the title, Nintendo chose to use the red keep case instead of the traditional white. The game is also the first Mario side-scroller to have up to 4-player multiplayer. The game's plot is similar to those of other side-scrolling Super Mario games. New Super Mario Bros. Wii follows Mario as he fights his way through Bowser's henchmen to rescue Princess Peach. Mario has access to several power-ups that help him complete his quest, including the Ice Flower, the Fire Flower, and the Starman, each giving him unique abilities. While traveling through up to 9 worlds with a total of 80 levels, Mario must defeat Bowser's children, the Koopalings and Bowser Jr., Kamek, and Bowser himself before finally saving Princess Peach. New Super Mario Bros. Wii was critically and commercially successful. As of September 2016, it is the 4th best-selling game on the Wii, selling nearly 30 million copies worldwide. It received several honors, including the Best Wii Game Award from the 2009 Spike Video Game Awards, IGN, and Game Trailers. A follow-up to New Super Mario Bros. Wii, entitled New Super Mario Bros. 2, was released for the Nintendo 3DS in August 2012. A direct sequel, New Super Mario Bros. U, was developed for the Wii U console and launched with the system in November 2012. 9. Diablo III. Sold 30 million units. Diablo III is a hack-and-slash action role-playing video game developed and published by Blizzard Entertainment. It is the 3rd installment in the Diablo franchise and was released in the Americas, Europe, South Korea, and Taiwan on May 15, 2012, and Russia on June 7, 2012, for Microsoft Windows and macOS. A console version was released for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 on September 3, 2013. Versions for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One were released on August 19, 2014. In the game, players choose one of 6 character classes: Barbarian, Crusader, Demon Hunter, Monk, Witch Doctor or Wizard, with the Crusader being unavailable unless the player has purchased the expansion pack, Diablo III, Reaper of Souls, and are tasked with defeating the Lord of Terror, Diablo. Diablo III set a new record for fastest-selling PC game, selling over 3.5 million copies in the first 24 hours of its release, and was the best-selling PC game of 2012, selling over 12 million copies during the year. It has sold, along with Reaper of Souls, 30 million copies across all platforms. Diablo III received critical acclaim from critics, although its digital rights management that requires an internet connection at all times was criticized. The expansion pack Diablo III, Reaper of Souls was released for the Windows and macOS editions of the game on March 25, 2014. For consoles, the expansion pack content was released as part of the Diablo III Ultimate Evil Edition version. It was released for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360 on August 19, 2014. Diablo III Ultimate Evil Edition includes the original console version of Diablo III and Diablo III Reaper of Souls expansion pack. 8. New Super Mario Bros. Sold 30.79 million units. New Super Mario Bros. Is a side-scrolling platform video game developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo DS. The title in the Super Mario series, the game was released in North America and Japan in May 2006, and in Australia and Europe the following month. The game's plot is similar to those of other side-scrolling Mario games. New Super Mario Bros. Follows Mario as he fights his way through Bowser's henchmen to rescue Princess Peach. Mario has access to several power-ups that help him complete his quest, including the Super Mushroom, the Fire Flower, and the Starman, each giving him unique abilities. While traveling through 8 worlds with a total of 80 levels, Mario must defeat Bowser Jr. and Bowser before finally saving Princess Peach. Reviews of the game were very favorable. Praise focused on improvements made to the Mario franchise, while criticism targeted the game's simplicity and similarity to previous games. New Super Mario Bros. Received several honors, including Game of the Month awards from Game Informer and Electronic Gaming Monthly, and Editor's Choice Awards from IGN and GameSpot. In Japan, the game broke the record for the best-selling debut for a Nintendo DS game. Overall, the game has sold 30.8 million copies worldwide and is the best-selling game for the DS, and one of the best-selling video games of all time. A sequel, New Super Mario Bros. 2, was released for the Nintendo 3DS in 2012. 7. Wii Sports Resort. Sold 32.8 million units. Wii Sports Resort is a sports video game developed and published by Nintendo for the Wii video game console, and is the successor to Wii Sports. It is one of the first titles to require the Wii Motion Plus accessory, which was bundled with the game. Wii Sports Resort was first announced at E3 2008 and was released in Japan on June 25, 2009 and in nearly all other regions in the following month. While the game was originally released only as a standalone title, as of 2009 the game was bundled with newer Wii consoles, along with Wii Sports. Wii Sports Resort is a collection of 12 sports games, which includes enhanced games from Wii Sports along with completely new selections, designed to take advantage of the motion sensing capabilities of the Wii Remote and Nunchuk. Like Wii Sports, players mimic the actions performed in real-life sports, but are controlled with greater accuracy due to the precision capabilities of the Wii Motion Plus in order to provide a more immersive experience. The game was well received by game critics, gaining an aggregate score of 82.94% on Game Rankings and 80% on Metacritic. As of September 30, 2016, the game is the third best-selling game on the Wii, after its predecessor Wii Sports and Mario Kart Wii, with 32.99 million copies sold worldwide. 6. Mario Kart Wii. Sold 36.38 million units. Mario Kart Wii is a racing video game developed and published by Nintendo for the Wii video game console. It is the 6th installment in the Mario Kart series, and was released worldwide in April 2008. Like its previous installments of games, Mario Kart Wii incorporates playable characters from the Mario series, who participate in kart races on various racetracks using specialized items to hinder opponents or gain advantages. The game features multiple single-player and multiplayer game modes. Online multiplayer via Nintendo Wi-Fi connection was available at launch, but was discontinued in May 2014, along with Wii and Nintendo DS games that supported online play. Mario Kart Wii takes advantage of the Wii Remote's motion sensing to provide intuitive and conventional steering controls. Each copy of the game is bundled with a Wii Wheel accessory to augment this feature. 5. Super Mario Bros. Sold 40.24 million units. Super Mario Bros. A is a platform video game developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System home console. Released as a sequel to the 1983 game Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. Was released in Japan and North America in 1985, and in Europe and Australia 2 years later. It is the first game in the Super Mario series of games. In Super Mario Bros., the player controls Mario, and in a two-player game, a second player controls Mario's brother Luigi as he travels through the Mushroom Kingdom in order to rescue Princess Toadstool from the antagonist Bowser. In 2005, IGN's poll named the pioneering and highly influential title as the greatest game of all time, considering it to have aided in resurrecting the crashed American video game market of the 1980s. The game's mid-1980s release served to further popularize the side-scrolling subgenre of the already popular platform video game genre of the early 1980s. In addition to its definitive features, the game has also sold well, and was the best-selling game of all time for a single platform for approximately 3 decades at over 40 million units, until Nintendo's Wii Sports took that title. The commercial success of Super Mario Bros. Has caused it to be ported to almost every one of Nintendo's major gaming consoles. Nintendo released special red variants of the Wii and Nintendo CXL consoles and repackaged Mario-themed limited edition bundles in late 2010 as part of the 25th anniversary of the game's original release. 4. Grand Theft Auto 5. Sold 70 million units. Grand Theft Auto 5 is an action-adventure video game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. It was released on September 17, 2013 for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, on November 18, 2014 for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and on April 14, 2015 for Microsoft Windows. It is the first main entry in the Grand Theft Auto series since 2008's Grand Theft Auto 4. Set within the fictional state of San Andreas, based on Southern California, the single-player story follows 3 criminals and their efforts to commit heists while under pressure from a government agency. The open-world design lets players freely roam San Andreas' open countryside and the fictional city of Los Santos, based on Los Angeles. The game is played from either first-person or third-person view and its world is navigated on foot or by vehicle. Players control the 3 lead protagonists throughout single-player and switch between them both during and outside of missions. The story is centered on the heist sequences, and many missions involve shooting and driving gameplay. A wanted system governs the aggression of law enforcement response to players who commit crimes. Grand Theft Auto Online, the online multiplayer mode, lets up to 30 players explore the open world and engage in cooperative or competitive game matches. Development began soon after Grand Theft Auto 4's release and was shared between many of Rockstar's studios worldwide. The development team drew influence from many of their previous projects such as Red Dead Redemption and Max Payne 3, and designed the game around 3 lead protagonists to innovate on the core structure of its predecessors. Much of the development work constituted the open world's creation, and several team members conducted field research around California to capture footage for the design team. The game's soundtrack features an original score composed by a team of producers who collaborated over several years. Extensively marketed and widely anticipated, the game broke industry sales records and became the fastest-selling entertainment product in history, earning US $800 million in its first day and US $1 billion in its first 3 days. It received widespread critical acclaim, with praise directed at its multiple protagonist design, open world, presentation and gameplay. It caused controversies related to its depiction of women in a mission featuring torture during a hostage interrogation. Considered one of 7th-generation console gaming's most significant titles and among the best games ever made, it won year-end accolades including Game of the Year awards from several gaming publications. It has shipped over 75 million copies and is one of the best-selling video games of all time. 3. Wii Sports. Sold 82.78 million units. Wii Sports is a sports game developed and published by Nintendo as a launch title for the Wii video game console. The game was first released in North America along with the Wii on November 19, 2006, and was released in Japan, Australia, and Europe the following month. It was included as a pack-in game with the Wii console in all territories except Japan and South Korea, making it the first game included with the launch of a Nintendo system since Mario's Tennis for the Virtual Boy in 1995. Wii Sports is now available on its own as part of the Nintendo Selects collection of games and is no longer a pack-in game for the Wii. The game is a collection of 5 sports simulations, designed to demonstrate the motion sensing capabilities of the Wii Remote to new players. The 5 sports included tennis, baseball, bowling, golf, and boxing. Players use the Wii Remote to mimic actions performed in real-life sports, such as swinging a tennis racket. The rules for each game are simplified to make them more accessible to new players. The game also features training and fitness modes that monitor players' progress in the sports. Overall, Wii Sports has been well received by critics and received awards from the gaming press and entertainment community. It is the third best-selling video game of all time, behind Tetris and Minecraft, and is the best-selling game of all time for a single platform as of April 2013, having outsold the previous bestseller, Super Mario Bros., also published by Nintendo. As of September 30, 2016, 82.79 million copies in total had been sold worldwide. Wii Sports has been featured on television in Wii commercials, news reports, and other programming. The game has become a popular means for social gatherings and competitions among players of varying ages. A sequel, Wii Sports Resort, was released in 2009, featuring Wii Motion Plus support, while a high-definition remake, Wii Sports Club, was released in 2013 for Wii U. 2. Minecraft. Sold 107.86 million units. Minecraft is a sandbox video game originally created by Swedish game designer Marcus Not Persson, and later fully developed and published by Mojang. The creative and building aspects of Minecraft enable players to build constructions out of textured cubes in a 3D procedurally generated world. Other activities in the game include exploration, resource gathering, crafting, and combat. Multiple gameplay modes are available, including a survival mode where the player must acquire resources to build the world and maintain health, a creative mode where players have unlimited resources to build with the ability to fly, an adventure mode where players can play custom maps created by other players, and a spectator mode where players can fly around and clip through blocks, but cannot place or destroy any. The PC version of the game is noted for its modding scene, where a dedicated community creates new gameplay mechanics, items, and assets for the game. Minecraft received praise from critics, and won numerous awards and accolades. As of February 2017, over 121 million copies have been sold across all platforms, making it the second best-selling video game of all time, only behind the various releases of Tetris. In September 2014, Microsoft announced a deal to buy Mojang and the Minecraft intellectual property for $2.5 billion, with the acquisition being completed 2 months later. 1. Tetris. Sold 495 million units. Tetris is a tile-matching puzzle video game, originally designed and programmed by Russian game designer Alexei Pajitnov. It was released on June 6, 1984. While he was working for the Dorodnitsin Computing Center of the Academy of Science of the USSR in Moscow. It derived its name from the Greek numerical prefix tetra. All of the game's pieces contain 4 segments, and tennis, Pajitnov's favorite sport. Tetris was the first entertainment software to be exported from the USSR to the US, where it was published by Spectrum Holobyte for Commodore 64 and IBM PC. The Tetris game is a popular use of tetrominoes, the 4-element special case of polyominoes. Polyominoes have been used in popular puzzles since at least 1907, and the name was given by the mathematician Solomon W. Golem in 1953. However, even the enumeration of pentominoes is dated to antiquity. The game, or one of its many variants, is available for nearly every video game console and computer operating system, as well as on devices such as graphing calculators, mobile phones, portable media players, PDAs, network music players, and even as an Easter egg on non-media products like oscilloscopes. It has even inspired Tetris serving dishes and been played on the sides of various buildings. While versions of Tetris were sold for a range of 1980s home computer platforms as well as arcades, it was the hugely successful handheld version for the Game Boy launched in 1989 that established the game as one of the most popular ever. Electronic Gaming Monthly's 100th issue had Tetris in first place as greatest game of all time. In 2007, Tetris came in second place in IGN's 100 Greatest Video Games of All Time. In January 2010, it was announced that the Tetris franchise had sold more than 170 million copies, approximately 70 million physical copies and over 100 million copies for cell phones, making it the best-selling paid-downloaded game of all time. On March 14, 2014, the Tetris company announced a deal to bring Tetris to two of the latest hardware platforms, the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, in partnership with Ubisoft Publishing and Soma Play Development, to coincide with the franchise's 30th anniversary.